Hello, this is Yeti. He's the fuzzy white Samoyed, and I'm Yeti's mom, and welcome to Yeti's place. We're going to talk a little bit about what makes Sammys so special. Samoyeds. He's a Samoyed. And the reason why we keep getting Samoyeds. They've been in my family for quite a number of years, and we've adored them, truly adored them. They are friendly with kids, they're friendly with adults. They bark, like all the time they bark, but they mainly bark because they want to play, which is all the time. And also they bark if they want something, if they want a treat, if they want to play with their ball, if they want to cuddle, like this guy right now is cuddling with me. Yeti baby fuzz man, yes, you're cuddling with your mom, aren't you? Yes, you like this. You like cuddling. The reason why he's quiet right now is because he's walked about 3-4 miles today, and the temperatures are a little bit cold outside. We're in Wisconsin, like I mentioned, and right now it's December, the end of December, beginning of January, and it's been below zero for the high temperatures. And so Yeti is worn out from having been outside walking around in the snow and the cold, because it can tire them out a little bit, just tiny little bit. Even though he has a double coat, with the inner coat being the soft, poofy, cashmere-like layer that keeps him plenty warm. And then he has an outer coat, which is more wiry, and it's longer. The longest part of his coat is like 8 inches long, and then the inner coat is about 3 inches long. And he sheds all over the place, although right now he's not too much of a shed-malian going on. But sometimes, though, he is. And he likes to shed, and he sheds a lot, and he doesn't like being brushed very much. I have not been able to get him used to being brushed. As I bring him in the bathroom, try to brush him, and he's scared of the brush. He runs away. He hides into his hiding place that he was in a previous video, where he hides between the toilet and the cupboard. And then he is not patient with me when I'm trying to trim his nails and trying to trim the fur between the pads of his feet. He's very ticklish. So he doesn't like that very much. And I cannot get him to stay still for the 2 hours that, oh, there it goes in his corner. It takes him about an hour and a half, 2 hours to get him fully groomed using multiple brushes. Eddie, you should come out here. Come out here. Don't be camera shy, sweetie. He's camera shy right now. They are pointy-eared dogs, and pointy-eared northern breed dogs normally mean they don't want to listen to human commands at all. He listens to what he wants to do when he wants to do it. He's very, very smart, don't get me wrong. But he just wants to do what he wants to do when he wants to do it. And so he doesn't like to listen very much to his mom or his dad. In fact, when we brought him to puppy training school, he didn't listen to a single word. He was more focused in on the other dogs that were there. Same with when he went to conformation training, which is the dog show training. He was paying more attention to the other dogs, weren't you, sweetie? Yeah, you were. You liked the other dogs. And you want to do what Yeti wants to do when he wants to do it. He doesn't bark very much at, like when visitors come over, he won't bark viciously at all at anybody. I've only heard him bark mean a few times, and that was because there was another dog in his yard, and he did not like that at all. He is an inside dog. We keep him inside with us because who doesn't want to cuddle with somebody who looks like this all the time? And he wouldn't do well anyways if he was an outside dog, because Sammies are very people-oriented breeds. They love to hang out with their peeps, and they want to be included with their peeps in everything, right? Yeah, you like going with your dad to work in the morning. You get mad at dad when dad goes and does stuff and doesn't include you. You have to go with your dad at all times, don't you? Yeah. And he likes kissing me a lot, and it's making my chin really raw this time of year because it's really dry outside. And he needs to be brushed too, which I will do eventually, and I might even show a little bit of my challenges with that. But throughout this video series, I'm going to be talking a lot about things that Yeti likes to do and what he enjoys. And oh yeah, he loves the ear rub. He's like throwing half of his body weight into my hand right now. He's like our little linebacker. He weighs about 62 pounds, and he's very, very strong, extremely strong. In fact, in his genetic line, I think it was his grandpa or his great-grandpa was in a pulling competition where they would hook the dogs up to sleds and have the dogs pull sleds. And the dog who pulled the heaviest weight, of course, won. Well, it was Yeti's grandpa or great-grandpa, and that dog literally pulled, I'm not kidding, over 1 ton. And he was about Yeti size. Very, very powerful dog. And that's what they did up in Siberia, where they come from originally. They had been herding dogs. They would pull sleds, like those big heavy duty sleds. And they would pull trees out of the woods to bring home to their owners. So they're a working dog, and they love to work. In fact, if we don't walk Yeti all the time, and if we don't keep him energized or like not energized, but just let him play with everything all the time and have fun playing with him, he would get bored and he'd become destructive. And we went like that very much because we had our first Sammy, Chewy. But Chewy would, when we first got him, he was a puppy. We didn't know how to work with the breed at all. So, you know, once he was potty trained, we would leave him out of his crate during the day when we'd go to work. Well, Chewy would get bored, and Chewy literally ate our house. He ate the windowsills. He ate the furniture. He ate the baseboard trim. He ate our speakers, our surround sound speakers. He shredded the carpet. Like one day I went to work and the carpeting was all down and it was in really good shape. Came home that night, there was a giant mound of carpet. Like this mound was a big mound, and it was shredded, and it was like the strings of carpeting, and the strings of carpeting were laying in the middle of the room, and Chewy had been working on a corner, and he grabbed a string, and the string just kept unraveling and unraveling and unraveling until half of the carpet literally was pulled up out of the floor. And so at that point in time, we decided to go with all wood floors. So yeah, Chewy ate our house, but we learned a lot from him, and we learned to not only puppy proof the house, but adult dog proof the house. And you have to exhaust a Samoyed. If you own a Samoyed, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you don't own a Samoyed and are thinking about owning a Samoyed, the key to them is that they're inside dogs and they need to be exhausted. Like you need to walk them at least 2 miles a day, every day. And you need to keep them occupied, and you need to play with them a lot. You need to cuddle with them a lot. And you need to just like always have them playing. Because the moment they stop playing, they become bored, and bored Sammies are destructive Sammies, as we learned from Chewy. But anyways, I should let you guys go for the night. And because Yeti is getting sleepy, he's actually being really, really calm right now, which is surprising because he's been walked a lot and it's been cold outside. His double coat keeps him warm. In fact, when he's outside in the snow, he pants because he's so warm. But his paws, because he's really ticklish on his paws, and so he doesn't let me trim the fur between the pads of his paws, and he doesn't let me cut his nails at all. So I have to have a professional groomer do that, and because he doesn't like that at all, and he won't hold still, and I don't want to be going after him with the scissors and the nail clippers, you know, if he's like moving his paws all over the place. So anyways, that is Yeti's story for the night. So thank you so much for joining us this evening, and we're going to let Yeti go to sleep for the night. So you guys have a good night. Bye.